Hello all, my name is Priyanjali Chanda. I am a project coordinator at Ekans Trust Pune. We work to empower people with disability, and today we have Shanti Priyaji to talk to us about Parkinson's. Thank you so much for being here, ma'am.
Yeah, thank you for the opportunity today. And I am basically an ophthalmologist by profession, a self-taught artist, a poet, and a writer. I've released a book on art and poetry, and
Okay.
founder of SAR Foundation, which is a holistic approach to living well with Parkinson's. And I am a young onset Parkinson's warrior since 11 years.
Okay, that is really nice. Thank you, ma'am. So, my first question is you were diagnosed at a very young age. So, what was your life like before you were diagnosed? What really changed?
Before diagnosis, I had a blissful, contented life with a great career, family, social circle. I was diagnosed at the age of 36, where I was at the peak of my career and family. Everything was at the peak at that time. So, I'll just talk a little about Parkinson's so that everybody will understand what is Parkinson's.
Sure, ma'am.
Parkinson's is a chronic progressive neurodegenerative disorder. It has no cure. It is due to the loss of dopamine secreting cells in the brain. So the main symptoms are motor and non-motor symptoms. The motor symptoms will be tremors, rigidity, slowness of movement, and later stages you'll have loss of balance. And the non-motor symptoms are anxiety, depression, lack of sleep, constipation, urinary incontinence, and so on. So, when you're diagnosed with Parkinson's, the first few years is the honeymoon period. You will have to, the medicines will work well. So, you're able to manage your symptoms really well. We have a trick of masking the symptoms. So, I was able to manage at workplace, family, at home, everything really well. Yeah.
So, my next question is so, what was your family, friends, and colleagues' reaction when they got to know that you are diagnosed with Parkinson's?
The first few years, I went into periods of denial, whiny. Then I started reading a lot about Parkinson's and people, even though I'm a medical doctor, I didn't know much about Parkinson's. Like everybody else, I was thinking Parkinson's is a old man's disease after 60 years. But Parkinson's can affect people below the age of 50. Then they are called young onset Parkinson's disease patients. So at the first, only my close family members, like my spouse, my son, my parents, my in-laws knew about it. Nobody else knew about it. But in 2017, almost 8, 9 years after diagnosis, I stumbled upon the opportunity to take part in a Mrs. Internation's pageant at Singapore.
Okay.
Yeah, it was actually not my comfort zone. I had to time my medications, wear high heels, and it was during the making of the video for the introduction for the pageant was when I revealed to the whole world that I have Parkinson's. And then I felt really light because I don't need to mask my symptoms anymore. So that was a turning point in my life. And that was a time when I realized my purpose here in life. So when I came down from Singapore, the first thing was I started my foundation. And my husband was really supportive in that, and he was supported in everything what I was doing, like starting my foundation, doing my art, everything. He was really supportive. And my family, my parents were really supportive of whatever I did. They did a lot of help for me, especially my mother. And my mother was a person who pushed me into art, to pursue my art, and write the book also, poetry and art. It was all because of my parents. And I recently held an exhibition in March of my art, and that was the day at time I released my book. So my husband and parents were really supportive of whatever I do. And my colleagues, it is only after the pageant they came to know about it. And because of they being in the medical fraternity, so they were normal reaction. And I didn't want sympathy. I was, because we all don't need sympathy at all. We should be treated as a normal person. That's what we all want.
You have been very proactive when it comes to spreading awareness about Parkinson's. So, according to you, what are the five most important points that you usually share with people?
First thing, you have to accept the disease, that it is progressive and it is non-curable. Once you accept the disease, you win the battle. And then people should, their younger people can also get it. And it always doesn't start with a tremor. And diagnosis is always clinical and by elimination. And the non-motor symptoms, anxiety and depression, are the hardest to deal with. And in each person's life with Parkinson's has good days and bad days, ups and downs. And but life, even though it is hard, can be beautiful.
Thank you so much, ma'am. So, what do you think of the current situation when it comes to talking about prevention, detection, and early intervention and management of Parkinson?
Because the cause is unknown, the prevention is a mystery. Because still we don't know why Parkinson's occurs.
Hmm.
But I feel everybody should exercise, regular exercise. Study shows that exercising daily reduces the risk of Parkinson's, and in a patient with Parkinson's, it reduces the progression of the disease. And early diagnosis is very important. People, there's a lot of misdiagnosis. They get, by the time they're diagnosed with Parkinson's, it's already 2 to 3 years. So you need to go to a movement disorder specialist who specializes in Parkinson's. Because if you go to a neurologist, you might, or a physician, they might misdiagnose or miss the diagnosis.
Okay.
And the study shows that there's reduced risk of Parkinson's in smokers, and taking caffeine and green tea reduces the risk. And one of the causes of Parkinson's is head injury. That's why it's more common in athletes and boxers. So prevention of head injury and avoiding reheating oils. These are the modes of prevention. And there's medical and surgical treatment. But it is just to control the symptoms of the disease and the side effects of the medicines which we take for controlling the symptoms. But it has no cure. So regular
Okay.
exercise, take your medicines, and you can manage your symptoms really well.
So, what is the role family must play in making a person with Parkinson's feel more better and comfortable?
Family plays an important role because we need support, and they should understand what a person with Parkinson's goes through. Because it's not only motor symptoms, the non-motor symptoms are the hardest to deal with. And we have to educate the caregivers, which might be anyone or a spouse, about the disease and about how the disease progresses. Because at each stage you need support, a different type of support. So we need to, in our foundation, we give a lot of programs for the caregivers also. It's not only for patients with Parkinson's, but also for the caregivers. And they also need emotional support to take care of the patient.
So our NGO, we have been advocating adaptive clothing designs. So according to you, how important is this for people with Parkinson's?
Adaptive clothing will definitely help people with Parkinson's to lead a better quality of life because daily activities are affected in Parkinson's, like from brushing the teeth, buttoning up, tying shoelaces. So it will definitely help. Like instead of buttons, the Velcro will help,
Hmm.
which is used in adaptive clothing. And in later stages, when you have developed imbalance and all, adaptive clothing will definitely help.
So my last question to you is, what message you would like to give to the viewers who are watching this right now?
Yeah, life is beautiful. You have just one life to live. You need to live your life to the fullest. Follow your passion, follow your purpose, be positive, and shake off and move on.
So that's it. Thank you so much, Dr. Shantipriya, for talking to us today about Parkinson's. It was a very informative session. Thank you to the viewers who are watching this right now. Thank you.
Yeah, I think thank Ekan Shenjo for inviting me today. And I just want to say shake off and move on.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much.